Good morning. It's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. And if you see me looking down occasionally, I am working on finishing up the ballerina kitty. I need to do 4 more rows all the way around, just even before I start decreasing. And I can do that while I'm talking, I think. I won't be able to do decreases, counting stitches, and doing decreases and talk at the same time. So when I get to that point, when my 4 rows are done, then I will have to set it down. So you may hear an occasional as I click when I finish a row. So I'm here to tell you that I was wrong. Yep. I told you in yesterday's video, not yesterday, yesterday was Saturday. Yesterday I came home from the show and I was very tired and I did not make a video. In Friday night's video, I told you that Saturday's show, I would beat my Thursday, Friday show in one day with Saturday's show. And I thought I did. But the Thursday, Friday won by $1. Now, there was quite a difference in the breakdown of those sales. Like at the 2-day show, my first sale was a $5 item. At this show, my first sale was a $40 item. So I sold 28 items during the 2-day sale. I sold 16 items at this sale. And yet the totals were $1 apart. At my 2-day sale, $5 and under items, I sold 11 of them. At this show, 2. In the $6 to $10 range, I sold 9. At the 2-day show, 3 at this show. In the $11 to $14 range, I sold 3 at each show. In the $15 to $19 range, at the 2-day show, I sold 3. At this show, I sold 6. In the other show, $20 plus, I sold 2. Because I believe there was a $20 item and a $22 item. At this one, I also sold 2 that were $20 more. One was 20, yes, just 20, and the other was 40. So more high-end items sold at this show. And it would have been more, but 2 customers I was expecting didn't show up. I was so busy finishing up that giraffe over the course of the 2-day show. Giraffe lady didn't show. So I need to update my Etsy listing for giraffes and get that giraffe listed on Etsy. And my little buddy Wyatt didn't show up. Wyatt loves stuffed animals. And he just comes and stands in front of my table with this look of awe on his face. Oh, he's very encouraging. He wasn't there. So if either of them had shown up, I would have been right, but I was wrong. Okay, like I said, the very first sale of the day, I had made back in 2022 a Queen Elizabeth doll, the Queen Mum, and I put her in a Christmas outfit because I thought for sure it would sell at my Christmas shows that year. Nope. The Queen Mum has been sitting in storage for 2 years. This lady comes along and she goes, oh, the Queen Mum with her corgi. Do they come together? Do you get both of them? Yeah. She takes a picture, sends it to her daughter, and her daughter says, buy it. I'll pay you back. So she bought the Queen Mum and her corgi for $40. That was a lot of work because You've got all the curls for her hair. I had to buy little beads and jewelry clasps so I could make the little necklace. Her gloves were removable. Her shoes were removable. She had this little hat with flowers on it. There was a lot of detail to that doll. Will I make another one? Only on request. Then that was like 28 minutes into the show. 10:28. Tables paid for. It was a madhouse for the first hour. I think everybody came early, and it was like wall-to-wall people for the first hour or so. I was, I'm like, okay, I should go take a bathroom break before things get really busy here. And it was after 11 by the time things calmed down enough for me to get in my bathroom break. So it was just very busy, wall-to-wall people. I didn't necessarily get the sales, but a lot of people were looking and walking past, and I just felt I needed to stay at my table until things died down a bit. One customer who came in said that she had to drive around the parking lot 3 times before she found a space. That's how successful this show was at drawing in customers. Okay, at 10:56, a little guy was just enchanted by my axolotls. He wanted an axolotl, and he settled on a little peach one. So that was the second sale. And then I had to wait until 11:30 to make my next sale. I have a little turtle pattern that makes a turtle about yay big, and I'd done one that looked like an orange, like an orange cut in half section, and they bought my orange turtle. And then another, like 5 minutes later, someone came along and picked up the pink variegated Stingray that I made from the yarn in my first bag from the thrift store run. So I need to look at this. Did I sell? Yes. So from that bag that was $3.50, marked out, half price, $1.75, I sold both items that I made with the pink variegated yarn. So 12 and 12. I've already paid for all that yarn from the thrift store with the sale of 2 items from 1 cake of yarn. So I feel vindicated in spending like $20 on scrap yarn at the thrift store. Okay, then about 20 minutes later, 11:54, someone bought my rainbow owl. It was, I hope I still have a picture of it, the Kooky Owl. I made it from Calypso the Kooky Owl pattern using scrap yarn, like double strands of worsted weight yarn, just changing the color as I went up. Great way to use up small cakes of a bunch of different yarns. And that sold for $15. I love it when a scrap yarn project sells. And a few minutes after that, I sold a hedgehog. Not just any hedgehog. This was a hedgehog that I made with the yarn that my friend Joanna gave me at a craft show back in October. It was a rather chubby hedgehog, and bright pink and orange, and this lady just loved it, so she got my hedgehog. Okay. Then, she also bought blue, purple, what? Can't read, okay. She also bought another one of my new things, the fidget hedgehog. She bought the one that I made with blue, purple, and white beads. So I made 5 of those. I've already sold 2 of them. Okay. Then, a little bit after 12, when I was ordering a kit on Amazon, I was down at my granddaughter's house. Yeah, it's the granddaughter's house. I was down at my granddaughter's house, And I got a notification from Amazon that a kit that I had looked at was half price. It was only, I think, $6.99 instead of $13.99. It was for a corgi, and I bought it. Is it showing? No, it's not showing on the kit shelf. Well, I did a video about the unboxing of that Amazon order. In that particular kit, there was this vacuum packed thing that looked like polyfill, but it was white and tan. Turns out it was a little corgi, stuffy, like a squishmallow. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with this? So I just put it in the little cube with my other dogs. And when somebody asked how much it was a mom with a little girl. I said $6 because I paid $6.99 for the kit. And she's like, whoa, yeah, we'll take it. So I sold the corgi stuffed animal, not, the plush. But it wasn't handmade. It came with a kit. So now the kit only cost me 99 cents. Then somebody came along and bought a little micro octo, $4. That was one of my $5 and under purchases. Not many of those this time. And then two girls came along and they were just fascinated with the ducks. So they bought a dress-up duck and the banana duck. So I need to get some yellow and white yarn and make myself another banana duck. Then one of the teen helpers came along and he bought my squishy turtle that I'd made with super bulky yarn. That was $18, and a bulky axolotl for $15. Wow, $33 order for one person. After that, one of those heart-melting purchases. This mom came along and she's looking and she's looking. She settled on, I call it the Sprawling Puppy. This, when you go back to the show last Saturday, the one where I fell, where all these kids kept coming along and picking up the puppies. Oh, mommy, can I have this puppy? Well, I sold one of them at my 2-day show, and then I sold the other one, the brown one, today. And it was mom and dad with a little boy. Maybe he was about 2, 3 years old. Dad was carrying him. He did not want to get down and walk. But when mom gave him that puppy, his smile on his face just melted my Grammy heart. He just loved his new puppy. Then another puppy sold. A very different puppy. Back when I was doing my Crazy Critter Challenge, one time my random number generator picked out a green dog with a purple mohawk. So I made it. And a young lady just fell in love with it. But she was counting her money. I had it marked at $12. She only had $9. Well, then I think it was her friend's mother. It's like, don't worry about it. I'm getting it for you. So she got Mr. Mohawk. That was a $12 sale. And then the last sale of the day was at $2.19. A little happy coffee for $5. So the last sale was another one of the little sales. But I was impressed with the way that all through the day, there was just a steady stream of customers. Sometimes at these shows, you're, from 1:30 on, you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs like, where are the customers? Everybody's gone. And there were customers walking around until right up to closing time at this show. And one of the organizers came by and he said that by their admission counts, he thinks that they had 1,200 shoppers come through the show. So I was very happy with the way this show turned out, even though it lost to the one-day show by $1. Well, that's by my math on my board. There's a possibility that I didn't carry the one or something like that. So there is a possibility that I did beat the show, but By the way, I'm looking at the math now. Yeah, the other show won by $1. So what am I doing now? Trying to finish up. I have a row and a half to go on the head, then I start the decreases. And then I will have to make the arms, the legs, the ears. I think the muzzle is just embroidered on this. And there's some little accessories like chains that go around the leg and some little bows. And I think there's a headband too. So I'm going to try to have this done for Tuesday's show. Tuesday's show is going to be different. Another different show. It's at an assisted living center. They're having a big holiday family party where they're inviting in families and all that. I don't know what to expect with this one. I'm not really expecting big things. It goes 10 to 4. You only have half an hour to set up. And, it's during the day, although families are supposed to come in for these family gatherings, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. The table, all I have to do is make a $25 donation to the Alzheimer's Association. So it's for a good cause. And my friend Joanna will be there, so it should be a fun day. Sorry about that. So I'm going to try to finish up Ballerina Kitty and really kick in with my custom orders that I'm working on. Hopefully by tonight or tomorrow, I'll have the dragon finished up and I can move on to the other 2 items that my friend requested. Last full row. And try to catch up with my computer work, try to catch up on errands. I was thinking of going out shopping tomorrow and stopping at a place that has apples and buying about 50 pounds of apples so that once I finish up with these shows, I can just make applesauce that I have been meaning to make. I try to make a year's worth of applesauce so that we have nice homemade stuff instead of stuff with preservatives. I make it in little jars so that we get through it without preservatives. If you don't use it up within like a week or 10 days, or no, maybe 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I haven't really measured this, it can get moldy. So you can't open up a jar of homemade applesauce and expect it to last months in the fridge like the stuff from the store with preservatives. So I try to make like 26 jars of applesauce to get us through the year. Now that craft shows are ending up, I'll get to doing that. Oh, catch up. It's going to be a catch-up week. Once this next show is over, I have to reorganize things. I figure I'm not going to take my wire crates with me because they take so long to put them together. With only half an hour to set up, I'm going to have to downsize and just go with the tables. So that's that. And I just finished row 44. So I am going to go edit this video, make dinner, and probably take a nap. And then I will play with yarn some more and work on projects. So, bye-bye.